I hit the button. Shit. We are live.
Really
and you are frozen, by the way.
You're frozen.
Oh, well, that can't be good.
Oh my god, amazing. I love life. It's because you hit go live and not me.
Well, then maybe you should have hit the go live.
Oh my god.
Should I stop it?
No. Maybe.
Okay, good.
I don't know.
What up, guys? Getting ready to kick this sucker off. Let you guys get all comfy in the live chat. Guys, ROH just finished, about to get this show started. Lost my co-host for a second. I'm sure she's coming right back. Yes, SP3, I sees it. Once again, guys, get comfy. ROH just finished. Danielle's coming back into the live chat. She's coming back into the room with me. But we are getting ready to start off Mark of Honor, the Ring of Honor post show right here at BodySlam.net. Letting Danielle get right back here. In a minute, I might just have to start without her and she'll have to catch up. But guys, let me know in the live chat where you're watching from. Let me know your advanced thoughts on Ring of Honor. Let me know what you guys are thinking going into Final Battle. We are going to do our predictions as soon as Danielle gets back in. That'll be part of the show. We're going to do our predictions for Final Battle. It's coming up tomorrow. I'm excited. Hope you guys are excited too. Let's just get into it, shall we? Danielle's telling me her whole computer just froze. Apparently, it happened the second we hit start. But the show must go on, and the show must begin. So let's kick it off.
Ladies and gentlemen, the best wrestling podcast around, hosted by Brady and Danielle, the Heel Mob.
From Brooklyn to your living room, it's the best podcast to listen to. Morning, evening, or afternoon, here clever blind girl and a Jew talk about wrestling. They do it 24/7, cause they love to speak on it every week. That's why they are best friends, and they're back once again for some wrestling talk. So sit back, relax, it's time for Heel Mob. They're not just smart, they're Heel Mob. They're not just smart, they're Heel Mob. They're not just smart, they're Heel Mob.
Ladies and gentlemen, fans and friends, we are back once again. I am the custodian of charisma, the ophthalmologist of optimism. I am the hyperactive heel and your messiah of mischief. With me, as always, she is the sultan of sarcasm, the sorceress of sass. She is the curator of creativity. I am the greatest host of sometimes. She is the coat, the cutest of all time. She comes in just on time. She is Danielle. I am Brady. We are the best friends in all the land. We are the Heel Marks, and this is Mark of Honor, courtesy of BodySlamNet. It is the Ring of Honor post show. Danielle, what is up?
Hi. You know, I have to make an entrance.
That was a fantastic entrance, but before you made an entrance, you had to make an exit.
Of course.
Yeah. Show starts, and then you are like, peace out.
I was like, later, guys.
Let me get a refresher.
Bye, guys.
But yeah, we've got Final Battle tomorrow.
Crazy.
Tomorrow. Just finished watching Ring of Honor. Are you excited for Final Battle? Did it leave you hungry for more?
Yes, absolutely. I have a feeling that all these matches are going to be such bangers.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm pumped. Yeah.
Guys, welcome, by the way. Welcome wherever you're watching, whether it's
Welcome.
YouTube, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Twitch, whether it's Twitter, or whatever Twitter's calling itself these days. Welcome to the Ring of Honor post show, courtesy of BodySlam.net. As you're enjoying it, please feel free to chat with us. Give us your thoughts. We're going to do predictions later. Give us your predictions and make sure to go to slamchats.com to show your support to BodySlam.net and to all of its amazing after show hosts. Danielle, shall we get into Ring of Honor?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's
The
do it.
first match of the night, the opener, the Mad King himself, Eddie Kingston, defeating the hometown hero, Evil Uno of the Dark Order. And of course, Eddie Kingston, being the champion he is, did extend the hand, and the honor was restored as they went ahead and gave the honorful handshake.
Hate the handshake.
Code of honor.
I hate the
Can't hate the
handshake.
code of honor.
I hate the handshake.
Why I know you traditionally hate all handshakes when it
All
comes to
handshakes.
wrestlers fighting each other and then shaking hands as a sign of respect. But Ring of Honor has the code of honor. This is not something that can just be undone because Danielle doesn't like it.
Wait a minute. It can't be undone because I don't like it? That's bullshit.
No, that's not how this works.
Why not?
I mean, if that was the case, we'd never ever see wrestlers not wearing shoes, which I would be in full support of. But as we saw tonight, that's not going anywhere.
Yeah. Disgusting.
I mean, it's not the disgusting thing for me. It makes me like I just imagine they're gonna break a toe so easily.
Yeah.
Like, so
yeah.
easily.
It makes me uneasy.
But this match did not make me uneasy. This was a great one. I love seeing Eddie Kingston as the Ring of Honor champion.
Me too.
Due to the rules of the Continental Championship Tournament, I don't know how much longer that's going to be. It does seem like, for whatever reason, his titles are both up for grabs. They're going to be a part of the Continental Classic. So I'm just enjoying it while we have it.
Yeah. I'm enjoying that they're actually having him do stuff and he's not just, walking around talking about it or interfering in matches or doing any of that. So I like that they're doing some of that, but I do appreciate that he's actually having matches and actually putting on great matches like he always does.
Yeah, and I enjoy seeing Evil Uno get as much single shine as he can. I love seeing operate with the Dark Order, but I do think it goes unsaid often how good and skilled he is. And he's always kind of been in a group, whether it was Super Smash Brothers back in the day in Canada, where this show was, so he got the hometown reception. And so I like they probably remember him from those tag team days. Obviously, he's made a name for himself as Dark Order. The fact they got to see him, the hometown crowd got to see him work a singles match with the world champion, opening it hot. That was fun, and I enjoyed that, especially going into Final Battle. Next one, we got legit Layla Hirsch defeating Katrina Creed. Daniel,
this is a good match. This is a good match. It showcased Layla, and yeah, it was real. Except I don't want to see any more Maria. Maria popped up like 15 times today.
I like that, actually. I like that Maria gets to kind of make ROH her show, her house, her playground. And I like that they're building up her stable of people. She's got a tag team. She's got 2 females wrestlers. These guys are all over the show. So yeah, she's going to be about there. And we got to see her backstage a couple times. I like it. I think this is exactly how she should be used. And they're strengthening her case as a strong figurehead manager, where when she could pop up on Dynamite or Collision or Rampage anytime, and it wouldn't feel out of place.
I don't know. I just feel like
her talent over there.
I don't know. I'm like, oh, here's Maria again, but she's not doing anything. Oh, there's Maria again, but she's there again.
What do you mean she's not doing anything, though? As a manager, we saw her interfere in this match in particular, and we saw Rachel Ellerling kind of not be okay with it We get to see the dynamic between these three women repeatedly throughout the night in 2 matches and a backstage segment, and we get to see her manage her new tag team, which we will of course get to. But I don't know, I dig it. They're making her a strong presence in terms of the manager. Like, you don't think of many people when you think of a manager who was able to manage multiple people at the same time, all of which being successful. And we got that tonight from Maria.
I don't know. I just feel like she's not doing anything, even though she's just showing up. I don't feel like she's helping move a story forward or anything. She's just there
All right, you know what?
and being a little semi-irritating.
All right, I'll give you this, Danielle. You got a fan in the live chat, Joseph Boza, saying Danielle is right. She isn't doing, and he has his caps lock, nothing. Except, I believe he meant to say, being the eye of Cole Carter like a cougar. He is in love when she sings. You know, let's be honest, Joseph, we're all in love when she sings. She's got the voice of an angel. Joseph Boza also said it was what it was. It continues the story of Layla Hirsch stuck in the middle between Rachel and Maria. 100%. 100%. I mean, I'll give you that. It was what it was. I think most people's going to be saying that when you've got someone being featured versus a local talent. That, you know, it's very rare that you really come away with more than that. But it was what it was, and it advanced the story, which is key.
I mean, okay,
let's get into the next one. We got Wheeler Yuta of the Blackpool Combat Club defeating Jason Geiger. Jason Geiger was referenced as an over 20-year veteran, giving me overwhelming curiosity. So I chose to look up Jason Geiger, and he used to go by the name of Donnie DiCaprio.
Love that.
And he was in a stable called The Experience with one Kenny Omega.
Oh my God. How old is this guy? 45?
I think 72.
It's probably about 40, right? Because it said 24 years worth of experience.
Yeah, probably 41.
Which takes you back when they're like, oh, 40 years worth of experience. I mean, 24 years worth of experience.
Oh, 42. Like, born in 1981.
Oh, that's okay.
But yeah,
I just remember
really,
you being in shock. You were like, what do you mean?
Look, when I first saw him, I thought he looked way younger. And then they showed it up close after he lost. And maybe it was just the beating he took. But I was like, oh, okay. Well, now being a 20-year veteran makes sense. Because at first I put him at like young 30s. And I was kind of like, yo, he started wrestling at 12. And then they went ahead and gave me the close-up that I needed to give this Donnie DiCaprio look. I really wish he went by the Donnie DiCaprio name in this match.
No, thank you.
Donnie DiCaprio is an amazing name. Are you kidding me?
I like Geiger. It makes me think of Geiger from Alien, who created the xenomorphs from Aliens.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
That's what it makes me think of immediately. I was like, oh, Geiger. I was like, yeah, even though it's not how you spell it, but whatever.
Guys, nothing makes Danielle more than you guys telling her she's right. So
yeah, I was getting very excited about that.
Let her know she's right, and head over.
Always
right. Head over to streamchat.com and let her know how much you think she's right. In the live chat, Joseph's again saying they were trying too hard to justify this win for Wheeler. Felt like TK didn't know how to pivot when Shibata had to be back in Japan before final battle and couldn't drop his belt. And SP3 says it makes me think of Geico. I could see that.
Geico, Geiger. Geico. Geico. I don't know. That was a
Geiger, the Geico Gecko.
Oh, I love that. And then he could start turning into a xenomorph. And I know you're probably like, what's a xenomorph?
Exactly, the natural progression.
Yeah.
This was a good win. This is a good win for Yuta and good exposure for the veteran local guy, Jason Geiger, aka Donnie DiCaprio.
I appreciate in wrestling shows like this when they are at a certain hometown and they have wrestlers from that hometown wrestler. I can always appreciate that because they get a little bit TV love. They get a little bit to showcase. They get a little pop if you know them. Like, I like that stuff.
See, I agree, but I also have mixed feelings about it. Only
really?
because
Why?
Well, so I love that, and I think they should do that, and I think squash matches and matches against local indie wrestlers are a part of it. But we got that on Dark, and we got that on, you know what I
Okay.
mean, like we had that, and with ROH, I thought it was going to be ROH. I thought it was going to be Ring of Honor, another brand, another show. But when they got rid of Dark, when they got rid of all those YouTube shows that they were using to give guys like this squash matches and decisive victories against local talent that they were taking a look at,
Mm-hmm.
now we're just getting that here. And because you get rid of Dark and then you move that stuff here, it's going to give people a reason not to take Ring of Honor as serious
I
and
don't agree with
just
that.
kind of write it off as, oh, it's Dark, oh, it's After Dark.
Oh, I don't agree with that. I think you can have some of the stuff. I mean, I don't really agree with the yeah, I don't really agree with all you're saying. I understand where you're coming from, but I don't agree with that. I think it's okay to have matches like that sometimes, because sometimes
No,
on go ahead.
I agree, and we'll, as we get through
Right.
these here, we'll see how much this happens,
Right.
right? Already, we've got Katrina Creed and Jason Geiger as two local
Yeah.
guys.
Maybe to you there's too much.
Right,
Maybe
right.
have like a
With
one match. I
it's
can see
not
that.
one. I'd take 2 to 3, but it's like it's a Ring of Honor show, 2-hour program, and I feel like you get into a groove where most of them, and we'll count, but most of them for me seem to be matches like
Or
that.
I guess it's also a go home show.
That
So
maybe that's it.
that's a thing too, yeah.
I do maybe that's it. Dalton Castle and the boys. Oh, I Dalton Castle and the boys defeated the
Mhm.
former Bear Country.
Former Bear Country. I love me some Bear Country. What are they now? The Iron
Savages.
The Iron Savages. They're a fun tag. They remind me of, and then when they reminded me of this group, I immediately was like, this group would be great on ROH, the Ugly Ducklings. The Ugly
Yes.
Ducklings. Ugly Ducklings don't look like them at all, but they kind of give me that vibe, and I would love to see the Ugly Ducklings
If
on
you haven't
ROH.
seen the Ugly Ducklings, look them
They're
up. They're
fantastic.
fantastic. Dalton
They're
Castle and the
so
boys, they
good.
defeated the Iron Savages, were not taken to Titty City. And then after the match, Johnny TV came out for a face-to-face, and he was met with Dalton Castle's belly. He broke it out as a show of defiance, calling him out.
He was
I'm
like, I
digging
don't
the
want those
development.
high waist jeans. Bring me those low riser back. I don't
Those
want some high
high-waist
rise
tights
tights.
are amazing.
I like the high rise. It keeps high rise keeps everything in. Keeps everything in.
And it's you know what it is? It's like when a Big E or a Kurt Angle or even a Chad Gable, they wear the singlet and they pull it down, right?
Yeah.
They expose their upper body. He's wearing the high waist and then he exposes his lower body.
It's like a
And
peacock.
exactly like a peacock. I wonder if that's why he did it.
Yeah, or he was just sweaty from having that belt on. I almost called it his cummerbund. For having his cummerbund. I love Dalton Castle, but the Iron Savages, they're something for me. I love watching them. They're just great.
Iron Savages always seem to be a talking point. They're a big hit for me. They're a team that I'm not really sure why, like AEW and now ROH haven't done more with them. They seem to have it all for me. And you watch this match, I mean, they're just so impressive with the strength and the speed and the agility, the team chemistry, not to mention they're hilarious. Like every
They're
time they
really
allow
funny.
them to talk or just give them a chance to show their personality, they have me dying. So
Yeah.
I really just want to see more of them. I want to see them on more than just ROH programming. I mean, clearly this is just one big happy family. AEW people coming to ROH for a spell. ROH guys have matches on AEW. So really, I just want these guys on my screen any way I can get them, and as much as I
Definitely.
can.
Absolutely.
But Dalton Castle and the boys are definitely getting featured more, so we kind of figured they were going to get the W here. But I do want to see more Ws in line for the Iron Savages. Taya Valkyrie defeated Rachel Ellerling, and Maria was not happy. Maria, we got a backstage segment. Danielle, not too happy about that, but we got a backstage segment with Maria kind of throwing shade Rachel's way, pretending she didn't know who Taya was, pretending that it wasn't a match she should have had any business losing. Meanwhile, praising Layla for her win against the great Katrina Creed.
Yeah, right.
So there's going to be favoritism at play here, and causing hardships.
The dissension continues to rise. It seems like eventually it'll be Layla and Maria versus Rachel, but for now, Layla's really trying to keep the peace. Layla's got no beef with Rachel. It's a matter of when, for me, Maria turns them against each other and really suckers Layla in, turns her to the dark side.
Oh, I don't want to see Layla. Oh, yeah, I guess.
I mean, I think that's where this is going.
I don't think it's her turning to the dark side. I think it's Rachel leaving Maria.
Yeah, I mean, that will happen, but Layla will then take Maria's side and start fighting Rachel on behalf of her, which will essentially be a turn to the dark side.
They have cookies there.
They have cookies in the dark side?
100%. I've been there for years. Any kind you can think of.
Any kind of cookies? They got carrot cookies?
Carrot cookies.
Like
I would have to double. I would have to double check, but I'm not 100% sure.
I love me some carrot cake, but
I've never had carrot cookies. Is that a thing?
I doubt it, but you said any kind of cookie I think of, and that's the first cookie I thought of. I have a very strange imagination.
There's a new cupcake place in the mall, and they have banging carrot cake cupcakes.
Okay, we're gonna have to ask them if they have carrot cookies.
No, they don't have cookies there. They only have cake there.
All right, well then this is not the place for me. Danielle's favorite Ring of Honor wrestler, All Ego, Ethan Page, cuts an impassioned promo heading into his final battle. I Quit match against Tony Nese. It is interrupted by Tony Nese, who kept screaming the words "final battle," letting us know.
I was like, we should have played a drinking game called every time Tony Nese said "final battle, take a shot." We would have been passed out drunk right now.
Yeah, that drinking game would have been called "Take 10 shots in 10 seconds." And don't do the show.
Yeah, it's like, wait, what's the name of the show? Final Battle. What's the name of the show?
Right.
What's happening tomorrow? I'm sorry, I didn't get that.
And like Paige was saying so much, like as it's happening, like, come on, Nese, you don't want to piece this. I'm gonna kick your ass, yada yada yada. And all I hear coming from the other end of the room as he's getting yanked away is final battle, final battle, final battle.
I like turtles.
Exactly.
Oh, Tony Nese.
Hey, who would play Ethan Page in a movie about Ethan Page?
Chris Pratt.
Nice. Yeah, that was on the spot. That's solid. He 100% would play. That's solid.
Chris Pratt.
You'd have to dye some hair.
Chris Pratt would literally be Andy from Parks and Recs when Ethan Page was heavier, and then now like hot Chris Pratt.
Johnny Karate. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect.
I'm looking forward to that I Quit match, but we will talk about that when we get to our predictions.
Okay.
All right, Danielle, this was the last match you had to watch Maria manage somebody. So after this, it was smooth sailing for you. But Maria comes out again with Griff Garrison and Cole Carter.
We're going to make that a drinking game now, too.
Whenever we see Maria take a shot? All right, now that actually sounds
No, like not every time she takes a shot. Every time she comes out. We take a shot.
Every time she comes out, we take a shot. I never said every time Maria takes a shot.
Want to bet?
Yes. Griff Garrison and Cole Carter defeated Bobby Sharp and Sean Moore. I like Garrison and Carter. I like them. Like, we're getting new fire from them. Maria's inspired them. This was the reset that both of these guys really needed. Because it seemed like they were headed for more where they were. And then they just went Chris Blatt, especially Griff Garrison with the.
They were kind of grifting, like they weren't really doing anything.
Right.
So now we kind of get to see them a little bit more, and that's really exciting. I have to say, from watching the ROH, their tag team division is like stacked. There's so much tag teams going on. It's really exciting.
Yeah, we got a few good tag team matches tonight. And this was definitely one of them. I want to see more from Garrison and Carter. I want to see like more from them, both in the sense of that I just want to keep seeing them, but also I do want to see some talking from them. I want to see a little bit more personality. They're working off Maria great. I would like to see them work off each other a little more, just so we can get to know them. They're a new team. You want to make your impression known. You want to get it out. Joseph in the live chat says, has Maria inspired these two? Cole was somebody who was 2 dimes in WWE, and Griff was lost the moment Julia Hart went to the dark side. Yeah, 100%. That's what we're getting, and I love to see it. A, because it's great for these two guys, give them reinvigoration, but also on Maria, it really helps her spread her wings from just managing her husband, but to now she's managing Axe, and they're all looking dominant, with the exception of Rachel, of course, but there's storyline purposes behind it. So yeah, love that. Does this make you love Maria more, Danielle?
Nope.
The fact that she's saving these young men's careers?
I think the only thing I really like about her is that she has red hair.
Okay. Here she comes again.
The goodness.
We got Shane Taylor coming into the ring by Lee Moriarty, defeating Channing Decker. Love me some Shane Taylor. Danielle, what do you think?
Love me some Shane Taylor. I love this man. I think he's absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I love this. This even though Channing Decker a jobber?
He is a jobber, yes.
He is, right? Yeah, I mean, I didn't think he was bad either, even though he was a jobber.
Right. I mean, this is why, like, I have respect for the art of the squash match, the local talent, the jobbers, and if it's people, and listen, a lot of the guys that we watched tonight started out as AEW dark jobbers, and then that was how Tony was getting a look at them.
Right.
And then they get signed and we get to see good things happen for them. So I totally get it. And if these are guys that are going to tour with them, and or they're looking at and they're like, let's bring you in for a few more live events or whatever, totally get it. But when it happens repeatedly, we're talking like 5 to 6 matches on a 2-hour show, it gets to the point where I do feel like I'm watching a dark match. A dark show. I feel like I'm watching a live event.
Again, this is a go home show, so I'm thinking that's why.
Right.
We'll have to see like next week and the week, like next week after Final Battle. I really feel like what were they gonna do this? Because sometimes I know like other companies do like crazy go homes and there's all these like fun surprises and stuff. I feel like that's why they did it for this, is because it's a go home show, and like the go home show is literally tomorrow.
Yeah, 100% agree. And a lot of these guys need to look strong for their matches.
Right.
So totally get it. Shane Taylor is one of them, and we got to see him look strong tonight. I love Shane Taylor. We need more of Shane Taylor. Shane Taylor Promotions needs to be bigger. You got to give him a mic. You got to let him grow this thing. I like seeing him administer the code of honor, but let's see him grow.
No code of honor.
Next match, we got the Righteous tag team of Dutch and Vincent defeating the tag team Australian Takeover. That's Kaz Jordan and Julian Ward. Local talent. Well, maybe not local considering Australian Takeover, but
yes, they're local. They were just sleepy because they're on a different time zone. The Righteous, I don't want to laugh at them, but all I do is laugh while they wrestle, and I can't help it. Well, like, they're not necessarily bad. They're not bad. It's just they make me laugh a lot.
Well, when we were watching the show together, you brought up that, they must be like right out of Righteous Gemstones. So I feel like there's some level of humor intended.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And like, what's his face? Like, ill-fitted clothing, and they're white, very bright like the Wyatt family too, in a way. I hate comparing like that, but it's kind of like that too, because they came from that like preachy type of environment. But yeah, I was like, we need to get these guys on Baby Billy's Bible bunkers like immediately.
God's favorite game.
God's favorite game.
Guys, if this is your favorite Ring of Honor post show, and we know it is, once again, don't be scared. Go to slamchats.com, show your support, donate to the BodySlam.net team. I love me some Righteous. I love me some Dutch and Viston. I did like Australian Takeover as well, also.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. And
there wasn't
mentioned
anybody bad.
You mentioned we've seen Kaz Jordan a couple of times.
We have seen Kaz Jordan. I can't remember where, but we've definitely seen him before. Maybe GCW?
I think that's kind of what I was thinking. Like a GCW or like a GCW.
One of those, or like
Jace.
Who are you, Mario? One of those shows that we saw in Jersey that I'm completely forgetting the names of.
Right.
Oh my god, this is awful. One of those shows, yeah.
But
we've definitely seen him in the indie scene, yeah.
That's the cool thing about this, where it is like there's that flip side where you get to be like, oh, I remember him. Yeah, I saw him live, and now you're seeing him on TV, and you get to continue following him. So I do love that aspect of this, and I love another good big win for the Righteous.
Oh, definitely.
Brian Cage defeating the younger brother of Bandito, Gravity. I love me some Gravity. I love the entrance too. Who'd you say the entrance reminds you of?
Space Monkey.
Yes.
Every time I see him walking, I'm like, oh, it's Space Monkey. I'm like, that's not Space Monkey, Danielle. Stop that. It's not Space Monkey. Ethan Page would love it if it's Space Monkey.
What I love the most about the entrance is it like there's an element of theatrics and comedy to it that you don't usually see from luchadors.
Right, definitely. Yeah,
like
when
luchadors
he
do usually come off a lot more serious and straight to the ring and getting ready to rock and roll.
Absolutely. I just love when he comes in and he's like doing the old like defying gravity moment, you know? It's super fun. But definitely reminds me of Space Monkey until they like zoom in his face. Even from far away, he looks like he has the Space Monkey attire, and then I'm like, oh no, wait, it's Gravity.
Yeah, what I love the most is that it really does, like, obviously we'll reference Bandito in the intro to Gravity, his brother, but it does set him apart. Like, it does kind of make it where you don't look at him as, yo, that's Bandito's little brother, which is very easy. You know, but I really do dig it. Of course, when you watch Gravity headed toward the ring with Brian Cage, you just start praying for his safety and well-being.
Right. And like you said, with the luchadors, you usually take them a little bit more serious. You don't see the comedy aspect. The only time you ever see more like, not comedic, but more like lighthearted is their attire, like a Rey Mysterio wearing like a Joker attire, or like using his outfit and his mask to showcase stuff that he's passionate about in a lighthearted way sometimes. So the fact that the entrance is so comedic and lighthearted, it's really refreshing.
Right. 100%.
Go ahead, sorry.
Continue.
No, I was gonna say the Brian Cage did a reverse DDT on Gravity. It was brutal. I was like, whoa, and it was so smooth. I was very impressed. I was like, oh shit.
Brian Cage wrestles with a giant chip on his shoulder.
Yes.
And I love it.
Definitely.
Like, he needs it. And he should have it. He came into AEW with big expectations. He came into AEW fairly early into it. Like, before a lot of people and almost everyone kind of just hopped on past him.
Right.
Just skipped past him, skipped up that ladder. A lot of people who've achieved big success came in well after him. So he really, and he knows that, like, Prince Nana was put with him first. Right. And who's the one he's really putting on and really helping? Who's really benefited from Prince Nana the most? Is not Brian Cage. Brian Cage does benefit from him, don't get me wrong.
Right,
but Swerve took it right to the top.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
But that does in turn help Brian Cage, because now, because Nana took the spotlight Swerve had, helped Swerve, also helped himself. So now when Brian Cage comes out, you're kind of like, oh, it's Nana time. Okay. Because Nana's doing the Nana no matter what theme song is playing, which I love.
Yeah.
He does not care. Yeah.
They need to bring back that's when I'll like it, when Maria and Mike Bennett come out to the Power of Love song again, and Prince Nana comes out dancing to that.
Such a good song.
Banger. That song was so good.
The greatest
Greatest.
I've ever known. That's so good. So good. Just like this next tag team match. A tag team match we were looking forward to all night long. And I think the show knew we were going to be looking forward to all night long. So every once in a while, I want to say every 15, 20 minutes or so, they had these tag teams. Each tag team cut a promo letting us know how much this tag team match meant, letting them know who was going to win it. It was the Outrunners, Truth Magnum and Turbo Floyd, the Infantry, Charlie Bravo and Sean Dean, the Workhorsemen, Anthony Henry and JD Drake, all getting defeated by the Butcher and the Blade. This was a great match. Danielle, what'd you think of this one?
What a match. I was looking forward to this all night because obviously, we're JD Drake fans. We're Butcher and Blade. What?
I said big time?
Oh, big time. And Infantry, we absolutely love. The Outrunners, I loved every single person in this match, and each person took their time to be highlighted and make themselves known. It wasn't just a blend of, oh, the Workhorseman, there's JD Drake and there's the other one. Or, oh, there's Butcher and then the other one. Oh, there's Turbo and the other one. They all stood out, and you know each one.
100%. I love watching the Infantry because it's a great opportunity for Sean Dean to really thrive. They tried for so long with him, and it just never really caught on. He wasn't really able to stand out. This tag team with Charlie Bravo is a great big chance for both of them, and I'm digging the chemistry we're seeing early on. The Outrunners are just so charismatic for me, though. They're just I was so happy they were the first tag team we heard from tonight with their promos, because it got me so excited about it too. We were even more excited, but oh my God, I love the Outrunners. In the live chat, Joseph saying ROH has a great tag division, but it can't shine when the champions don't show in ROH. Plus, they're both injured. Yeah, the tag team titles it's a tough moment for them. But I think what's great is ROH is reminding us every week, as Daniel pointed out, how deep, how strong their tag team division is. These guys are talking all night long about how much they want to win this match. Why do you think that is? Because they're punching their ticket to step up and grab a microphone and say, listen, I just won this match. Where are my tag team champs? Where are the fighting champions? Give me my title shot, baby.
The Outrunners, when they were twirling, and then JD Drake copied them and then fell down because he got dizzy. I thought that was such a good moment. I love when there's theatrics to it too. It's not just like hard hitting. There's theatrics too, because they're all just not wrestlers. They're also characters too, which really makes it exciting and intense to watch.
And JD Drake's another one who always wrestles with a chip on his shoulder. And it's because he continuously gets judged by his appearance. And I'm not even just talking about, it's people will look at him and not expect him to be funny or to wrestle comedic style in the ring. So when you've got that clash of styles, the Workhorsemen, who are just known as no nonsense ass kickers, and then you've got the Outrunners, Truth Magnum and Turbo Floyd, that just are reeking charisma.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And sex appeal out the wazoo. JD Drake's got to show his sex appeal too. Got to show he can get down and dirty. JD Drake's constantly showing different sides of himself. We saw it as part of the Wingmen. And now here with Anthony Henry, he can still find ways to just sprinkle that out there.
Right. Absolutely.
And of course, nobody does a better moonsault than JD Drake. There's tough competition out there, but he does a beautiful
I love a big man moonsault.
Me too. Sadly, we didn't see it tonight because we did see Butcher and Blade pick up a big win, which I did predict. Just
so good. You did. I know I said this last week, and I say this continuously. It's crazy to me when I sit back and watch Butcher and Blade and how unbelievably good they are. Like you look at them and at first you're like, oh, they're probably okay, but they're like unbelievably good in the ring. Like they just know how to work the ring. They know how to work with each other. They know how to work against other wrestlers. It's just, they're so fantastic to watch. It's really remarkable. And I always forget how good they are until I'm watching them wrestle. And I'm like, yes, these are wrestlers I love to watch.
100% agree. And I do believe that when Adam Cole and MJF are done with the ROH Tag Team Championships for the story they're telling on that side, I do think Butcher and Blade got the tag team titles in their future.
Probably.
I do
I would
believe
say that. I would love to see the Workhorsemen, but I feel like Butcher and Blade, they definitely
I think Workhorsemen can get them down the line as well.
Yeah,
but in
absolutely.
terms of if I had to pick a tag team that's going to be our next ROH Tag Team Champions.
Anybody in this match, I would be okay being champions.
Yeah.
All of them. And all of them fighting for whoever gets it. I hope the other three continue to fight for the championship, because I feel like all four of these tag teams have such great chemistry together.
100% agree. 100%. Guys, one thing I love, and that match was the match of the night, in my opinion.
100%.
Humble as it is. But I'm glad that this match, which was a relative squash, was the main event. You have to commit to what your main event's going to be at Final Battle. Main event is going to be Athena against Billie Starkz. So we did get Athena defeating Roxanne in the main event, only to be attacked by Billie Starkz after the match and left bleeding her own blood.
Nobody makes her bleed her own blood.
It did, though. She did. Billie Starkz.
She did.
Billie made her bleed her own blood.
She did.
And Roxanne didn't have shoes on.
She didn't have shoes on. So as soon as I saw she didn't have shoes on, I was like, this better be a squash. Wear shoes, people. It's okay. It's okay to wear shoes.
Next time they have a jobber wearing no shoes, the wrestler should, or the winner should just stomp like as hard as they can on the feet, just a full-on attack to the foot, and that's how they should win.
No, they should put shoes on their damn feet.
Fine, you gotta teach.
After they win, they're like they go like this towards the entrance, and a ref runs out with a pair of shoes for them to put on.
I really want like the foot version of Cody Rhodes' old gimmick, where he would bring out paper bags and put them on the fans. I want somebody to bring out slippers and just slip them on all the no shoe wearing wrestlers. The Matt Riddles.
What kind of slippers?
I mean, something that gets on there quick,
It's funny because the first thing I thought of for this match would be those Chinese slippers that we all used to, like every girl wore in the early 2000s.
Okay.
Do you not get that because you're a male? All right. So that joke went over your head.
I mean, I might just have to look up Chinese slippers that everyone wore.
You've seen them. They're like the netting, and they have like they slip on. They came in every color. They were just slip on, and they had like little flowers on them, sequin flowers.
Okay.
Oh man, I feel so old.
Good looking out, Joseph, in the live chat. He said Billie made her bleed to the point where there was a tweet he saw before it was deleted where Athena had a pic from the ER, and she said she will work Final Battle with a broken nose.
Oh no.
Yeah, it did look vicious, so I would believe that it's not just like a storyline broken nose, that it actually happened.
Really? I thought it looked very fake.
You did?
Yeah, like when she was rolling on the floor and stuff, I felt like it looked very comical.
Fair enough. It did happen so fast.
It did happen very fast. I don't know. I hope she didn't break her nose, because every time someone breaks their nose, I get very upset. I'm just like,
I mean, it probably was storyline, because now that I play it over in my head, commentary was really hamming it up that she probably broke her nose.
Well, they might not have known.
Possible.
Yeah.
Possible. But I don't know. My tinfoil hat might be on.
She'll wear the Cody Rhodes mask.
Oh, I hope so. I love a good face mask.
Clear mask. I wish you watched Ted Lasso, because you would appreciate that for Zero. Actually, Van Damme, but yeah. Can you watch Ted Lasso? Thanks.
I will watch Ted Lasso if you let me know what you thought about the women main eventing Ring of Honor.
I love
This
it.
was the third women's match that we got tonight.
I love it. I love that women are main eventing. I love that women are main eventing Final Battle next week. Tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm very excited about that.
Yeah, and listen, there's always room for improvement. I'd love it if the next ROH show they were able to have a women's championship match, but also a women's match that's not for a title. It's just a match that was built between two women, and that's what I think I love the most about the Layla Rachel saga that we're seeing with Maria. It's because if that does eventually turn into the two of them facing off, right there, that's a program that could go on a pay-per-view card that wouldn't need the title attached to it.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean that's always good. A common complaint when it comes to Ring of Honor, when it comes to all elite wrestling, it is the way women are used or not used. And yeah, like I think that's the key. You get as many women programs as you can away from the title, and then you're protected. And then you can kind of pick and choose when it comes to these pay-per-views and feature men and women on your show.
Yeah, for a very long time, ROH really didn't have a lot of showcasing for women. So it's very exciting that they've progressed so much that we're now having lots of women matches. We're having women main event. It's really remarkable and really amazing.
Agreed.
I love it.
Agreed. Guys, it is that time. Everybody's favorite time. Mine, Danielle's, and yours. It's Final Battle prediction time. So in the live chat, be sure to let us know your picks. We want to hear from you just like you guys are hearing from us. First match that we are going to cover in the stream predictions, we've got Keith Lee, Limitless Keith Lee versus Shane Taylor of STP, Shane Taylor Promotions. Danielle, we know who you love the most. Before we jump into who you're picking, let us know what your thoughts are on this match being on this card.
Am I going to be a heel or a mark? What should I be?
I mean, I think you're going to be a mark, but you've always got that heel in you.
All right, I'm going to do a mix. So, as you know, I love Keith Lee. Keith Lee is one of my favorite wrestlers. I get to see both of my top favorite wrestlers on the card tomorrow. I get to see Ethan Page and I get to see Keith Lee. My problem with Keith Lee sometimes, I don't think Keith Lee has very good matches against big men. I think he works better with smaller guys. I think showing that he's more dominant, he throws them around, and he gets to show off how his agility and how light he is on his feet really showcase him well. And I don't know how I want to look forward to this match because I love Shane Taylor, but it scares me because I know I've seen Keith Lee wrestle bigger guys in the past, and I always am it's never a bad match, but it's a disappointing match. So I don't know how I feel about this match. I love both of them, and I'm excited to see Keith Lee on a pay-per-view. So I'm hoping it proves me wrong. I hope I'm proven wrong. I hope it's not what I think it's going to be. With that being said, I'm going to go with my heart on this one instead of my logical brain, and I am going to say Keith Lee is going to win.
Okay. The prediction is very on brand for you.
Yeah.
So I'm with that. First off, I'm gonna say that I get where you're coming from. I don't know if I agree as strongly. I don't find myself really too disappointed when it comes to Keith Lee matches. I will say that he probably does get to shine more working with smaller or more fast-paced wrestlers because he then gets to hang with them in their wheelhouse and it just makes him look better. Whereas sticking just with the heavyweight moves, the big power bombs, the military presses, the gut wrench deadlifts, he gets to also do the moonsaults and the the jumping over the top rope and all those fun things. Whereas you probably won't see as many in a big meaty classic like this, and if he did, it wouldn't be as impactful because it's not him hanging with somebody else doing those things. With that said, the build to this match has been phenomenal. The story these guys are telling is fantastic. At the height of dominance, this bitch decided to jump ship. That's the quote that just keeps ringing in my mind in the phenomenal promo that they put out promoting this match. I'm really excited. These guys aren't just going to impress us with their wrestling ability, but their storytelling is going to be phenomenal. I think this is going to be a match we are all talking about the following day. I'd love to agree with you, Danielle, but I'm not going to. My pick is Shane Taylor to win.
I'm going with my heart, just cause.
You got to go with your heart.
I'm going with my heart.
You got to go with your heart.
A little tiny post pre end of story How the Grinch Stole Christmas heart before it grows 3 sizes. I'm going with my little heart.
You got to do it. JB in the live chat, he says he's pointing out Final Battle. He says it's going to be the second pay-per-view in a row where the women are being asked to carry it. So that's cool. That's cool that that's the way this is being perceived. And he's like you, Danielle. He says he's nervous heading into tomorrow. He wants to say Shane Taylor, but he won't be surprised if it's Keith Lee.
It's probably going to be Shane Taylor, but I can't. I'm picking Keith Lee. I'm dreaming, and I want it to be true. I'm manifesting it into reality.
I mean, if it's Keith Lee, it kind of just upsets me because, granted, we're getting a great match out of the of what's happening, but wouldn't this be great if Keith Lee just won the TV championship from Samoa Joe and this was a TV championship match?
Yes.
And it's like, if Keith Lee's gonna win, that would just make one hell of a first title defense.
Yes.
But what do I know? Next match, doing predictions for it's the Blackpool Combat Club. John Moxley, Bryan Danielson, and Wheeler Yuta taking on the team of FTR and Mark Briscoe. Final Battle just wouldn't feel right without Mark Briscoe making an appearance this year.
Right. How sad.
Yeah, this is going to be a hard-hitting match, though. I can't help but feel like Mark's going to do it for his brother, which is why I'm picking FTR and Mark Briscoe. But I don't know. Bryan Danielson making his return to Ring of Honor, his return to Final Battle. I might be a fool for going against him.
I am picking Daddy. No, I'm just kidding. I am picking FTR and Mark Briscoe because obviously this is a Jay Briscoe no disqualification memorial match. How could they not have Mark win? That would be crazy. Like, especially like, is this the first of that match? I mean, that type of match, of course.
Right.
So you have to. I feel like you have to have Mark win. It would just
100%.
be weird if he didn't.
And
like, who cares if it's predictable?
Right. I mean, this match is going to be emotional. I hate what has been happening on Twitter. Don't want to get into it too much, but people really need to leave him alone. To sum it up for those who didn't see, WWE posted a picture of Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits with the caption "Dem Boys." That elicited a response, and that elicited responses, and it just took on a life of its own on the anniversary of Jay Briscoe's passing. So just
wait a minute. They wrote Dem Boys?
Yes.
Don't the Dallas Cowboys say Dem Boys?
Maybe.
So sit down.
Dem Boys.
Sit down, Twitter universe. Calm down. Jesus Christ. Everyone wants to fight with each other.
What are you gonna do? But this match is going to be bloody. Because
it's very bloody. We were just talking about this. The the last time our final battle was at Hammerstein, I got Briscoe blood on me because that match was bloody as hell. It was a ladder match with the Young Bucks and
Yeah.
I forgot the other one. And yeah, and I remember because I was right near the ramp and he flung and I was like, ew, there's blood I had blood all over my arm. Eesh.
I remember that. That was crazy. You were very upset about it too.
I was like, oh, it was like when who spit on me? What
I didn't do it.
What you were at that show? Oh,
Was it-
Santana.
I was gonna guess Janela,
LAX. I got
okay.
spit on. They like spit out the ring and it landed on my arm and I was like,
Right. Remember when, who was it? Was it Joey? Joey Janela beat Queen of the Ring with his shoe?
oh yeah. No, it was Pete Dunne.
Pete Dunne! That's
It was
right.
Pete Dunne. He took off Queen of the Ring's shoe.
Pretended to hit her and then he hit him with it.
I'd rather
yeah.
that happen than get bodily
Oh, yeah.
fluids on
No,
me
she
from people I
definitely
don't
wins.
know.
She definitely wins. Yeah, you got spit and blood on, like
Spit and
bad
blood, like
date for
Briscoe
you.
blood. Yeah. Oh God, I was nervous.
Let's keep it moving. El Hijo del Vikingo. Triple H Championship on the line against Black Taurus. Danielle, this match is going to be high flying. This match is going to be crazy. And this match getting thrown on this card kind of gives me like an old school ECW vibe.
Does
Like
it?
when Paul Heyman, he had like those cards and then he'd randomly kind of pull wrestlers from Mexico and just introduce a different style or just kind of pepper on the luchas, pepper on the technical. Like I just dig that we're getting a little bit of everything on this card. You know what I mean? We're getting big meaty men. We're getting blood and guts. We're getting stories that are telling us like blood feuds, and then we're getting two high flyers competing for a prize.
There's going to be a lot of high flying. There's going to be a lot of thigh slapping. There's going to be a lot of rolling. It's going to be an exhausting match.
Okay.
No?
I'm tasting salt. Tasting salt
no,
in the water.
Salt? Me? Salt? The only salt I like is salted caramel. That's not true.
I mean, I also, the fact that like Black Taurus is coming in for this match. He's not typically a Ring of Honor wrestler. We don't really know his contract status. That's kind of an old school ECW move where Heyman would kind of work week to week, getting talent he could, throwing him in there.
I mean, yeah. With that being said, I think I'm gonna go Black Taurus. I think we're getting a new champ.
All right. I'm going for the champ to retain, so I'm gonna disagree with you again.
I love when you disagree with me.
I would love to be wrong though, because it would be like very unpredictable. As I said, we don't know his contract status, so for all we know, this is a free agent kind of coming into the mix. So seeing the new champion, that'd be fantastic. JB in the live chat's agreeing with you, by the way.
Oh man. me and Joseph like agree on everything. This is fantastic. I love this.
You seemed so not used to having support. Like, oh
I
man,
mean,
really?
I mean, people just call me salty all the time instead of just agreeing with me like they're supposed to.
Wow, I'm sorry. I didn't read the script properly. I didn't get the script. I didn't get my copy.
Yeah, Danielle is always right.
Well, let's see if Danielle's going to be right about this one. It's Danielle's favorite wrestler and everybody's favorite Canadian. That's debatable, actually. I Quit match coming at us. Ethan Page versus Tony Nese.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Who would be your favorite Canadian?
I don't know. I mean, Alanis Morissette. Like, I'd have to.
She's your favorite Canadian?
She's definitely not my favorite Canadian, but she's God.
Ryan Reynolds, Baby Goose.
Ryan Reynolds is a great Canadian. You can't forget about Justin Biebs. Talk about wrestlers. We got Edge. We got Jericho. We got Lance Storm. I mean, I needed somebody to be serious for just a minute, and Lance Storm was the guy. Trish Stratus. Hello.
Okay, so you didn't even say Kevin Owens, which is very disheartening.
Kevin Owens is there. Sami Zayn. Wait, Sami Zayn.
Yeah, he's Canadian. I don't know.
Jim Carrey. I mean, this is.
I don't know.
Carly Rae Jepsen.
I think Martin Short is Canadian as well.
Carly Rae Jepsen.
Do you know she is going to be on Broadway?
Tom Green.
She's going to be on Broadway. She's going to be in Little Shop of Horrors.
Ooh.
Yeah. You're welcome.
I would be excited if Tom Green was on Broadway.
I would not be excited if Tom Green was on Broadway. He's like my least favorite Canadian.
Tom Green?
I would
The
say
Bum
him
Bum
and like
song?
him and Jericho are probably tied for bottom.
My bum is on your bush? Come on, Danielle.
Ugh,
You don't know funny.
worst. Yuck.
You don't know funny. Danielle, this match is going to be crazy. This is probably the most storyline driven match on the Final Battle card. I love the evolution we're seeing of Ethan Page, the new fired up Ethan Page. He's made it clear his road eventually will lead him to the AEW World Heavyweight Championship, but he does believe ROH, starting from the ground up, that's the way to do it. I think him and Tony Nese have been bringing out the best in each other in carrying the storyline forward. What do you think?
Oh yeah. I love that they're like doing stuff with the two of them. I absolutely love this. Man, who do I think's gonna win? I'm going Logic and Heart. I'm going Ethan Page. I gotta.
Yeah, I see that. I'm gonna agree with you on this one. It does seem like I said, the story does seem to be Ethan Page's rise, Ethan Page's climb, Ethan Page's redemption. Ethan Page is just someone I don't really know what Tony Khan's been looking for that he hasn't been seeing in him.
Right? I don't get it.
But once again, we're at a point where we're looking at Ethan Page and we're saying this guy is in the best shape of his career. He has never been a slouch in the ring. He's one of the best on the mic, and he isn't always given the chance to show it. Ethan Page is the ultimate company guy. He's going to do whatever Tony Khan asks him to do. We've watched it happen over and over and over again. He reminds me of Shane Hurricane Helms in that Hurricane Helms famously said,
is he Canadian?
No, I wish.
Oh.
That would have been my first answer instantly. But like he used to say, he was like, the fact is, I may not have been your home run hitter, but I was my on base percentage was immaculate.
Oh, I love that.
And so like that's kind of how I feel about Ethan Page, is where he's never struck out. He's never missed. Like anytime they've given him something to do, whether it's be in a heel stable with MMA fighters or whether it's be like the kind of servant to Matt Hardy. And then, you know what I mean? Like he's done everything they've asked him to do. He's crushed it. And now is his time. So I agree.
His time is up.
I'm going Ethan Page on this one as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
I was going to be very mad if you didn't pick Ethan Page.
Really?
Yeah.
Like actually upset?
Yeah.
Like no, like we wouldn't be on speaking terms for the next day or two?
No, because you like that. So what I would do is I'd be a ninny and text you nonstop. So I couldn't give you the silent treatment because you'd love that.
I love that you know me so well.
Yep, you'd love it. I'd be like, I'm not talking to you. You'd be like, great. And I'm like, nope. I'm gonna be like, what's your favorite color? Are you mad at me? Would you still be in a podcast with me if I was a worm? What if I looked like a potato? What happens if I...
You are ridiculous. Guys, as I said, I'm not a fan of the fact that Samoa Joe just forfeited the ROH World Television Championship instead of them just having Keith Lee go over and taking it there. But we do get a survival of the fittest match for the vacant championship. It's going to be Dalton Castle versus Commander versus Kyle Fletcher versus Lee Johnson versus Lee Moriarty versus TBD. So Danielle, let's start off first with who do you think TBD is?
Tessa Blanchard. No.
Oh my God. That would be amazing.
Imagine. I think she's in the reserves. I think she just has to do her time right now. You know, this sounds so weird. I was originally going to say Kyle O'Reilly. That was going to be my first guess.
It's a good one.
As we just started talking, I feel like it's going to be Johnny TV.
Ooh, that makes a lot of sense,
I
considering
don't know.
Johnny TV
Yeah.
did have a showdown with Dalton Castle earlier in the match that we spoke about. It could be a setup for Johnny TV to just cost Dalton Castle the match and
Right.
continue their feud,
Right.
or you could be nailing it right now and he's the TBD.
Yeah, I was strongly like, okay, Kyle O'Reilly, good surprise, good comeback, right? They said he's probably coming back. I would be happy if it was Kyle O'Reilly, but for some reason, it just my belly went tickly and like I don't know. Kyle O'Reilly's my little asterisk, but I'm gonna go Johnny TV.
So we actually spoke about this on the heel marks where we were talking about Kyle O'Reilly has been backstage. Rumors are he's cleared to return.
Right.
We were talking about him possibly being involved in the Devil storyline based depending on who's the devil. But this would be a great spot for him, not only because it would be a great spot for him, but also we'd get an epic clash. We'd get Lee Johnson and Lee Moriarty forming an alliance, and then we get Kyle Fletcher and Kyle O'Reilly forming an alliance. It'd be the Lees versus the Kyles.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. I was like, oh, we have Kyle O'Reilly and Kyle Fletcher and a Lee and a Lee. We would have Lee squared and Kyle squared.
Wow. Lee Kyle Kyle.
That's a code for Mortal Kombat, isn't it? Finish him.
Exactly. So my pick is similar in that I also came up with it while we were talking earlier. We spoke earlier about a particular luchador who has a brother who I read like a month or two ago was close to clearing to return. So I'm thinking maybe it's Bandito.
Ooh.
Yeah. I'm thinking Bandito shows up and competes in the TV Championship Survival of the Fittest match.
I don't hate it.
JB in the live chat, he thinks there's going to be a qualifying match on 0 Hour. So that's possible.
So it's going to be Johnny TV.
I hope.
I don't know. I would want to, even though I'm saying Johnny TV, I want a surprise. Like I want a Kyle O'Reilly return or like someone we haven't thought of, like I don't know, Matt Taven or Mike Bennett.
You know what would be cool? What about like an old legend? Not old, but what about a legend like Homicide?
People love Homicide. I don't get it.
You don't get. Wow.
He's all right.
You know
he's
what?
Good.
Your Brooklyn
he gets a pop because he's a
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn. I know.
Card just got revoked.
I know.
This is the same. This is on par with turning off Biggie when it hits on the radio.
Nobody turns off Biggie.
And nobody.
I never turn off Biggie.
Nobody hates on a Homicide.
I don't hate on him. I just don't get it.
Well, that's hating.
Hey, you know who I was like that with for a very long time?
Who?
Eddie Kingston.
Oh, yeah, I knew you were going to say Eddie Kingston. Yeah.
Eddie Kingston for a very long time. I was not on board with Eddie Kingston.
But he won you over.
You know when he won me over? When WWE did that Evolve thing and they gave him a live microphone. Because I remember you and Matt, our friend Matt, texting me at the same exact time. Oh my God, they gave Eddie Kingston a live mic on TV.
Right. I was so
that's
excited. I couldn't believe it was happening.
Yeah, it was a big deal. Yeah, I don't get, he's not terrible, but I just don't get the hype behind him. I know people love him, but I don't. Who else would go? I'm trying to think of ROH guys. Ooh, Jeff Cobb. Where's Jeff Cobb?
I think he's in Japan. I'm not sure.
Oh, man. Joey Janela is going to come out. How about Joey Janela? Oh, no, because he has.
So let's assume TBD doesn't. Or actually, if you want to pick TBD and say CBD is going to win, that's on you. Your prerogative. If you
who do I think is going to win? Oh, okay.
Yeah. But if you think TBD, whoever it is going to win, by all means. But who do you think is going to win this match and become our new ROH World TV Champion?
I want to say it's TBD, but I'm leaning towards Dalton Castle. But it depends on who TBD is.
Right.
Because I'd love to see it be Lee Moriarty, to be honest. Oh, man, I don't know. You go first, so I'm thinking.
I think go first. You just pick 3 people.
I literally picked everybody.
I think if it's not TBD, I'm thinking they pull the trigger and go Kyle Fletcher.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew it. You love Kyle Fletcher.
I mean, it's clear as day that they really like for the past few months, ever since they decided to put him on the singles path, they want to like really give him a push and present him a certain way, but it seems like they weren't really quite sure what they wanted to do with him. Now here we have a vacant TV title that doesn't really make sense. You're asking yourself, why would they do this? Maybe the answer is we don't want Kyle Fletcher isn't going to beat Samoa Joe. We don't want that to happen, but we want Kyle Fletcher as our next TV champion. So how do we do it? And that was the best they came up with.
All right, I'm doing this. If it's not TBD, it's going to be Lee Moriarty. That's where I'm going.
Ooh, you're putting it into the universe. You're putting it into the universe. I like it. I would pop for that, by the way.
Oh, hard. I love Lee Moriarty. Big pop.
I mean, the thing, and it would be good for STP, Shane Taylor Promotions also, it would. I mean, and that's the one thing, I would actually really be excited for that to happen, only because we were talking about this earlier, when we think back to MJF's heel stable, The Firm, and the fact that it basically got completely disbanded, completely forgot about, everyone had to go their own ways because MJF's plan changed and he had to go babyface.
Right.
And you look at everybody involved in that, and for the most part, they all landed on their feet, if not better than, but Lee Moriarty. And like that was a big opportunity for him. The Rocket was there. He came in with a new look. They had paired him with Big Bill a lot. He was showing a lot of personality. MJF even calls him the Dennis Rodman of The Firm, and he was kind of working with that a little bit, and then just done. And like I said, Big Bill's tag team champion. The Guns are with the Bullet Club. Like everyone seemed to find their way, but him.
Right.
But we shall see. I'd love to see him get the big win.
Yeah, but I think it's going to be TBD. If it's not that, I'm going to go Lee Moriarty.
See, it's funny because if I'm right with TBD and it's Bandito, I don't see Bandito winning. I think it'd be a great return, but I don't know if they do that.
I could see Johnny TV winning if it is Johnny TV.
If Johnny TV does, yeah, I could see that.
And Kyle O'Reilly.
I also think your first pick of Dalton Castle is possible too. Like Dalton, like it could be Bandito. Dalton Castle wins, then Johnny TV attacks him right after the match.
Do you remember when Dalton Castle won the ROH championship?
Weren't we there?
Yes, Hammerstein uproared.
Yeah.
Uproared. Like it was one of the loudest pops I've ever witnessed.
Yeah.
ROH like he just became a fan favorite out of
those moments.
Oh yeah. What a pop. That's like when Adam Cole got kicked out of fucking Bullet Club in ROH. That was wild.
Yeah, I remember that.
All that stuff was wild. I always forget that Adam Cole was in Bullet Club till just now.
Oh yeah.
I always forget.
Big time. Big time.
Yeah. Adam Cole.
It's going to be a big time main event for ROH Final Battle. It is for the Women's World Championship, and it is Athena versus Billy Starks. A fired up Billy Starks. This is the most fired I've seen Billy in a while, and it's one of the reasons why I love this program and what it's done for both women. We get to see a different side to Athena as just the cocky, no respect giving champion, just throwing her weight around, and then Billy really had to dig deep and combat this.
Right. I already told you I don't know. I don't know if Billy's the one for me.
Right. You've made that
for this to be a main event. I'm liking this. I really love this episode of Ring of Honor that they really like had her fired up and like pissed off and hurting Athena and all this stuff. Like I love that. I don't see her winning. I think this is going to showcase her, but I don't think she's winning.
I think that's the
This is her coming out party.
I mean, with that said, I'm not going to lie, and maybe it was just now, like, listening to you give her absolutely no shot in hell of winning that makes me think they could do it. I mean, listen, the table's set. When you give a match like this the main event slot, you don't always go with the predictable winner. a lot of
All right.
times you're kind of, setting it up for the big surprise finish. Athena defends the championship against Billy Starks in the main event. Is it that big of a moment? It kind of is, but is it? Billy Starks wins the championship in the main event. Now that's a big moment. They set
I
the
don't
table
know.
for it. So, I mean, I could see it happening. Just listening to you shut it down made me a believer. I'm not a believer. Like, I've still got the voice in the back of my head saying, no, Athena wins this. Billy's not the one. Like, I agree with you. Billy's not the
Mhm.
one. But
Wow,
I don't know.
you
I
said that
wanted.
aggressively. Woo, she's not the one.
No. Like, I don't think she's the one to beat the title away from Athena.
Yeah.
You know what I
She's
mean?
not creme brulee. She's Jello.
She's Jello.
She's Jello. Oh, that's from my best friend's wedding when she's like,
Oh.
he wants Jello and you're creme brulee. She's like, but I have to be Jello. You're never
He's,
gonna be Jello.
I don't know. Billy could be Jello. No,
Ugh.
but I think Athena is going to defend her title. I think she's going to win. But
I think this is gonna make Billy good.
I'm expecting to see some gnarly near falls.
Yes.
And the test is going to be, can Billy Starks make that crowd a believer? And not just believers, can Billy Starks make that crowd desperate for a new champion? Can
Yeah,
they
because
be like on their feet for every bit of that? Just like, please drop it, please drop it, please.
right. So I mean, we'll just have to see. But with that, I'm going Athena. I think she's retaining.
Yeah, me too. I'm excited to see what
Oh.
they do with the main event spotlight, though. And like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if Billy takes it. I I I don't think she should. I don't think she's quite there yet. I don't think Athena should be done with the title yet. Like, I do want to see her continue this monumental reign and really take it as long as she can go. Like, let's ride this until the wheels fall off.
All
That's
right.
how I feel. I'm just keeping it real. The mark of the heel.
Thanks for telling me how you feel.
You're a fucking hater. You know that?
What? I was trying to rhyme and I couldn't think of another word. I was being helpful.
Always,
I was
always
on your
helpful.
side.
Not as
I'm
helpful
always on
as
your
our
side.
amazing listeners, though. Guys, thanks for
Thanks,
hanging out with
listeners.
us. That's
Thanks for
right.
hanging out with us.
Thanks for hanging out with us, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Don't be afraid to give us a follow. You can follow us at the Heel Marks on all socials. You can follow Danielle at DCC125 on Instagram. She's at Being Clever on Twitter. I am Good Dude Bad Jew at Instagram. Not really on Twitter, but at the Heel Marks everywhere is where you can find us both. Tune in to the Heel Marks wherever you get your podcast. Don't forget to go to slamchats.com to support the amazing people at BodySlam.net, your amazing hosts. Don't forget to subscribe everywhere at BodySlam.net. Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, they're everywhere. So subscribe, check out the new stories coming out every single day. Check out our merch on ProWrestlingTees.com. I think that's all I got to plug. Be sure to tune in tomorrow night for ROH Final Battle and tune in with us every single Thursday night. Mark of Honor. It's the ROH post show. Guys, we love you and we are just trying to be like you.